Good day, students. Your subject is Science, Technology, and Society. So in this video, I will discuss to you the introduction of science, technology, and society. So let us first define science, technology, and society. So science, technology, and society, it is the study of how society, politics, and culture affect scientific research and technological innovation, and how this technological innovation and scientific research affect society, politics, and culture. So vice versa sila. And also, science, technology, and society is an interdisciplinary field that studies the conditions under which the production, distribution, and utilization of scientific knowledge and technological systems occur. And before we continue about the contributions, advantages of science technology to society, let us first define what science, technology, and society is. So as we define science, it came from the Latin word scientia, meaning knowledge. So science is a is a systematic body of knowledge about or study of the natural world based on facts learned through experiments and observation. Also, science, it refers to the systematic and methodical activity of building and organizing knowledge about how the universe behaves through experimentation and observation, or both. And according to an American scientist historian, science historian, modern science is a discovery and as well as it is an invention. So, yung tinutukoy kong science historian, American science historian is C. Chan Hilbron. So, he defined modern science as a discovery as well as an invention. Hilbron considered science as discovery of regularity in nature or natural phenomenon to describe by principles and laws. And also, he also explained that science required invention to devise techniques, apparatuses, abstractions, and organizations to describe that natural regularities or that natural phenomenon. Okay. So that is the meaning of science. Or in other words, science is a systematic body of knowledge that learned new things and through solving problems. And how about technology? What is the meaning of technology? So technology, it came from the two Greek words, techne and then logos. So we have techne and logos. Logos mean word and techne means art, skill, or cunning of hand. So joining that together, that techne and logos, they give the definition of technology as the discourse of art. And also, technology, it refers to the application of scientific knowledge, laws, and principles to produce machines, services, tools, and materials. So, yun yung definition ni technology. So, according to Mark Zuckerberg, that one historical definition of technology is something that makes human sense or ability to make it and makes it powerful. To make technology powerful. So kung mapapansin natin that today's world, most of the people are very depending on technology. So yun yung um, kailangan natin bigyan pansin sa subject na to, na Science, Technology, and Society. And how about society? What is the meaning of society? So as you can see in the picture, iba-ibang tao yung nandito. So yun, isa yung society. So as we define society, it is a group of person with common interest living together in an organized community, that shared laws, traditions, and values. So yun yung definition ni society. It is a group of person formally joined together with common interest, and a people in general thought as a living together. They live together in one organized community that share laws, traditions, and values. Um, One of the scientists, Wolpert, made an interesting comparison between the science technology that is helpful to the society. So, yung book niya, in his landmark entitled The Medieval Lecture, 1998, Is Science Really Dangerous? He explained that reliable scientific knowledge has no moral and ethical value. So by this, the advancement in science and technology have become pervasive. So, meaning to say, when we say pervasive, it is spreading widely in an area. So, makikita naman natin na yung technology, science and technology, is very, sabi ko kanina na most of the people are dependent, they are very depending on the technology. So, because of that advancement and in science and technology, um, they are manifested in the activities of humans to pursue and to use tools in everyday life. So, the beauty of this is, yung advancement builds upon itself. So, siya mismo, yung pagbabago sa technology is, siya mismo yung gumagawa, kumbaga. So, by this, humans today lives more productive and more exciting lives compared sa mga dating tao. Kumbaga, what I mean is, compared to their predecessors, compared to their ancestors, na humans today lives more productive and more exciting lives. And with that way things go, it could be, in that way, it could be expected that this generation's children at yung mga anak ng anak mo ay mas magkakaroon pa ng better lives than kung ano yung pinagdadaanan natin ngayon, because of that uh, ever growing because of that growing and pervasive technology. So yun. But, or however, the dynamism and immensity of scientific and technological progress also pose challenges and drawbacks to the way humans live. So, meron ding mga disadvantages itong pagkakaroon ng or pagbabago sa science and technology sa mga tao. So, say for example, the the introductions of machines really cut the need to really cut the need for human workforce. So kumbaga, hindi na gumagalaw yung mga tao, kundi ang nagpapagalaw na sa kanila ay yung machine. So kumbaga, less na yung ginagawa ng mga tao. Less na yung mga gawain ng tao kasi lahat na lang ng ginagawa is through that machines. And because of that, iniisip nila na someday machines will eventually replace humans. So pwedeng mangyari. Pwedeng mangyari na palang araw wala nang gagawin ang mga tao kasi ang nagpapagalaw na lang ay lahat machines. And another disadvantages of this science and technology is, say for instance, the rise of social media. So, the rise of social media, it changed on how the human communicate, interact, and share information through the public. So, they tend to put people's privacy at risk. So, by using social media, hindi na nila alam kung papaano ito gamitin sa tama. And kaya meron tayong nangyayaring mga cyberbullying na nagaganap because of that. So, because of that rise in social media, they actually put people's privacy at risk. So, yun yung isang disadvantage ng pagkakaroon ng because of that new technology na meron tayo ngayon. And so sabi ko sabi ko kanina that science, technology, and society, it is the study of society, culture that affects scientific and technological innovation, and vice versa. So science, technology, and society, they actually science, technology, and society how the different aspect of okay. So science, technology, and society is it is a new academic discipline that shape and influence science and technology. So, how the different aspects of society shape and influence the progression and further development of science technology is it okay. So we define science, technology, and society as a new academic discipline that shape and influence science and technology. And also, science technology is a relatively young field that combines previously independent and older discipline. And that older disciplines includes the history of science, philosophy of science, and sociology of science. So as an academic field, science, technology, and society, they, according to Harvard University's Kennedy School 2018, STS roots trace its roots from the interwar and the start of Cold War. So, young it was during when the historians and scientists found interest in the interconnections of scientific knowledge, technological systems, and society. So, um, according to Harvard University's Kennedy School, STS um, seeks to bridge the gap between two traditional exclusive cultures, which is the humanities and then the natural sciences, or rational or interpretive. So that is the another meaning of society, science, technology, and society rather. So it is a new academic discipline that shape and influence science and technology, which combines previously independent and older discipline, and it roots from the interwar period, and that is the start of Cold War. So STS applies methods from the history, philosophy, and sociology. So the rise of STS as an academic field resulted from the recognition that many schools today do not really prepare students to they do not really prepare the students to respond critically and reflectively and proactively to the challenges posed by the science and technology in the contemporary world. Okay, so let's now proceed to the 10 emerging ethical dilemmas and policy issues. So these 10 emerging ethical dilemmas and policy issues are responsible of these ethical dilemmas and policy issues in the year 2018 is the John J. Relly Center for Science Technology Values of the University of Notre Dame. So below is the list for 2018. So number one is the helix. So what do we mean by helix? So helix, it is the digital app store designed to read genomes. So ito yung itsura ng helix. So with this helix, people will be able to choose the things about their genome they want to learn. And with this helix, itong helix na to, will have some way of evaluating the evaluating the equality of information the apps provided. So we need to be careful of using this helix because um, it can kumbaga ini-evaluate nito yung equality ng information na ginagamit natin. So, using this helix, pwede nating ma kumbaga mahanap yung mga ancestors na kumbaga halimbawa siya, gamitin mo lang tong helix na to, mariread na to yung genomes niya. So we can actually determine who are our ancestors by this using this digital app. Okay, the next one is the Bless You Too and Pepper. So it is actually the first robot priest and monk. So the Bless You Too speaks seven. Actually, it is this machine speaks seven language in either male or female voices. So they can deliver, sabi dito, because dahil pinangalan nga siya ng bless you, so bless, meaning to say, they can deliver blessings and beat on a drum. Then, the bless you too and pepper, the point of installation was not to replace humans, pastors with robots like. So there are questions that need to be considered in these machines. Na kung sila ba talaga yung nagbibigay ng mga blessings, and Do God use robot to deliver blessings? So yun yung mga dapat nating tandaan. And these are the first robot priest and monk. And then the next is the emotional sensing facial recognition. So this emotional sensing facial recognition is a software being developed to assess your reactions to anything such as shopping and playing games. So using this, uh, it is also a software that keeps or detect a person's reaction with the application he or she is using. So sometimes this emotion sensing um, this emotion sensing is said to be helpful in market research and employees performance. Market research para malaman kung mabenta ba yung movie or yung games. And when it comes to employees performance, para malaman kung lagi ba nai-stress yung employer because of that work. And para malaman kung kaya ba ng employee, kaya ba ng employees yung work na binibigay sa kanya. So, pwedeng ma-detect using this software. And what is really the emerging ethical dilemmas about this emotion sensing facial recognition? So, the ethical dilemmas of emotion sensing facial recognition is the fact that yung mga developers or yung gumawa ng software na to can invade people's privacy when they use it. So if they are using this emotion sensing facial recognition, they are actually invading the privacy of the people's kung sino man yung gumagamit ng software na to. So as you can see here, this girl has been detected that this girl's reaction, she smiled and siguro yung face niya is full of joy and she is also expressive with this kind of look. And this boy is parang ano ba, nag-smile ba siya? Naka-close mouth ba siya? So, using this emotion sensing facial recognition, they can actually detect the person's reaction about something. So, kung masaya ba siya doon sa nilalaro niya or hindi. Or kung napapagod ba siya doon, or uh, kung they are been okay with that, with different apps na ginagamit nila. So, yun yung ethical dilemma about emotion sensing facial recognition. So, you can actually, yung mga developer nito can actually invade your personal privacy. The next one is the ransomware. So, when we say ransomware, it is a way of holding data hostage through hacking and requiring a ransom to be paid. So we need to be careful of downloading some apps, some software na ilalagay natin sa ating mga computer. Because sometimes, the developer of that or the cyber criminal hack, and sometimes they're requiring ransom to be paid. So kailangan mong bayaran para ma-decrypt yung isang files mo. So the ransomware can affect your device in different ways, usually broken down into subtypes, encrypting and non-encrypting. So what do we mean by that encrypting ransomware? So encrypt your documents, pictures and videos, and every other type of file format you have on your computer. So you will need to be paid you will need to pay a cyber criminal for a key to decrypt it. So para mabuksan mo yung files na-encrypt ng cyber criminal, you need to pay them. So yun yung mga ginagamit ng mga cyber criminal. So yun. And we have the Textilizer. So when we say Textilizer, it is a device that analyzes whether a driver was using his or her phone during an accident. So Textilizer, it is a proposed device that would act as a breathalyzer for text messaging. So the device has been promoted as a means of reducing distracted driving. So, if you get an accident because you might you might using your phone, this Textilizer, this device can detect you. So the police officer actually detect you when you are using your phone during whe- when you are driving. So, malaki yung tulong ng Textilizer na to para maiwasan yung mga accident na yan. Then, the Textilizer is going to be a game changer when it comes to handheld devices and potentially even in vehicle systems. So in other words, sabi ko kanina, the officers could use it to learn that a driver had used his or hands to send a text or read an email, but hindi nila mababasa yung email na yun. So yun yung ethical dilemmas of Textilizer. And the next one is the social credit system. So when we say social credit system, it is a system of scoring citizens through their actions by placing them under constant surveillance. So yun. So actually, this SCS or the social credit system is planned to be implemented in China by last year, by 2020, last year. So this system is aimed to measure the social, financial, and personal behavior of individuals in order to create a more trustworthy population and environment. So they use it in order to create a more trustworthy population and environment. So, the credit score is likely, yung mga credit score na nakukuha dyan is likely to be given in the basis of reward and penalty. Sometimes, penalty system. It depends kung paano mo, paano mag-act yung isang citizen doon. It's either you are going to be you will be rewarded or you will be punished. So yan. Based on your score. And the next one is the Google Clips. So Google Clips, it is a hands-free camera that lets the user capture every moment effortlessly. So that Google Clips is smart enough to recognize great experiences, lighting, and framing. So, Google Clips also learns to recognize the people who matter most to you. So, the more you're with someone, the more it learns to capture clips of them. But the ethical dilemma of these Google Clips is whether the user will be use it in a good way or in a bad way. So, this these Google Clips, user might use them in a malicious app because because the device is a small light to indicate it's recording. Unless people are aware of it, this recording can go unnoticed. So kung pwedeng hindi alam ng tao na nire-record na pala, maybe hindi alam ng maybe alam ng tao. It depends sa people na gumagamit nito. So sabi dito, um, user might use it in a malicious act, which raises to the moral, legal, and ethical implications of a person. So yun yung ethical dilemma ni Google Clips. And we have the sentencing software. So sentencing software is a mysterious algorithm designed to aid courts in sentencing decisions. So yun. So this is the sentencing software. So you will be judged according to kung gaano kabigat yung parusang ipapataw sa iyo. So the ethical dilemma of the sentencing software is that the efforts of utilized algorithm and then the predictive technology to do everything from making bail decisions in helping sentencing to decide whether the police is the center of their informant's efforts. So meaning that pwede itong makatulong na software na to decide kung ano man yung ipapataw na punishment sa isang tao. So kumbaga, yung judge is with the help of this sentencing software, he can actually think or he can actually decide better decisions. Okay. The next one is the Friendbot. So Friendbot is an app that stores the digital footprints so one can still chat with them. So kahit na yung mga wala na, kapag ginamit mo tong app na to, using the digital footprints of the deceased person, pwede mong gamiting app na to para makausap pa rin yung mga taong mahal mo sa buhay. So, what is the emerging ethical dilemma of this Friendbot? So, the rise of the Friendbot is it is a type of science and technology issue that takes grieving into a whole form in the 21st century. So the technology create convincing digital surrogates of the dead is here. And it's rapidly evolving with researchers predicting its mainstream viability with a decade. So meaning that you can use that kahit na wala na yung mga taong mahal mo, as long as meron kang footprints nila. So, ano yung factors or events led to this dilemma? So when someone misses their family, say for instance, they tend to turn their grip with the help of this Friendbot. So with the help of this Friendbot, makakausap mo yung mga taong malapit sa'yo na mga nasa kabilang buhay na. So, people wish to live a version of themselves to their loved ones. So, a therapy for those who needs closure is pwedeng magamit to si Friendbot. So, yun yung kagandahan din ni Friendbot. But, sabi ko kanina that it takes grieving into a whole new form in the 21st century using this Friendbot. And then the last one is the Citizen app. So Citizen app is an app that notifies users of ongoing crimes or major events in a specific area. Okay. So using this Citizen app, the purpose of the Citizen app is to keep people safe and informed whether kung meron man may mangyayaring masama in specific area. Say for instance, this girl, so ginamit niya yung Citizen app and sabi dyan, man with gun near playground. So nalaman niya na in the playground, there is a man carried with a gun. So by that, na-inform siya na iwasan yung taong yun. So na-inform siya na maging safe kasi iiwasan niya yung taong may dala ng barel. So yun yung kagandahan ni Citizen app. And what is actually the emerging ethical dilemma of this app? So we believe that everyone has the right to know what's happening inside their community. So users are empowering the city of the future, building new ways to bring people together and creating a safer world. So yun yung kagandahan nito ni Citizen app. So we can actually inform and we can actually keep the people safe because of this Citizen app. So why is it important to question the moral and ethical issues surrounding innovations in science and technology? So in terms of managing the community, Citizen claims that every reported incident is reviewed by their team in real time. So yun yung one of the reason why is it important to question the moral and ethical issues surrounding innovations in science, technology, and society. Science and technology. So yun yung tungkol sa Citizen app. So that is all about the 10 emerging ethical dilemmas and policy issues, and there are more emerging ethical dilemmas that we can encounter. There are more apps, software na may encounter natin throughout our discussion about this science, technology, and society, and paano ba yun gagamitin in a good way if you are going to use it in a good way or in a bad way. So ano ba yung magiging implications niya sa buhay natin? So, I have here a statement. It is important to question the moral and ethical issues surrounding innovations in science and technology so that people will be able to understand the pros and cons of scientific advancement. So people would be able to know how to use the devices, how it would help the society, and to know the reasons why they are invented or developed. So introducing the new devices will make life easier and will improve human conditions. So we already know the 10 emerging ethical dilemmas, the software, devices, or apps na ano ba yung pag ginamit ba natin yung device na yun, ano ba yung mangyayari sa atin? Is it good to ourselves or is it bad to ourselves? Makakatulong ba yun sa society in the near future? So we should be able to not only use some apps na para lang sa atin, but we should actually, if you are going to use an apps na makakatulong sa ibang tao, hindi lang natin siya gagamitin for ourselves, but we need to consider other people also. So we need to be able to understand the pros and cons of using that scientific advancement. Hindi porket na we are actually depending on the technology itself is alam na natin kung ano ba yung magiging open na tayo sa lahat. So we are introducing new devices to make life easier, and we will be improving human conditions as well. So the technology, science and technology can help us to improve, to make our life easier, and to improve our human conditions. So that's all about the introduction of science and technology. So we need to be careful. Kailangan natin maging maingat sa paggamit, sa pag-download ng mga software na nakikita natin, especially sa internet. Kasi hindi natin alam na yung software na yun na ginagamit natin is nakukuha na pala yung privacy natin. Actually, most of dilemma, ethical dilemma na encounter natin is just we need to be secure of our privacy. So yun yung isa sa mga kailangan natin ingatan, yung personal privacy natin when we are going to download some software in our computer or in our cell phone. Okay? So that's all with our discussion. Thank you and God bless. And I hope that everyone should understand well how to use the software, the different apps that you may download in your cell phone or in your laptop. Okay, so thank you and God bless.